I'm standing. It was a restaurant named Big Joe Brady's restaurant. He was explaining, not inquiring, he was explaining to the policeman with a little afraid that I want to meet my friend before 20 years. We made an appointment and we are going to meet in this same night, same place, in this time. But before that, this restaurant was not here. It was not found now, he said. For that, the policeman replied that, until 5 years ago, said the policeman, it was torn down then. He said, oh man, before 5 years only, it has been smashed. Smash means idikirdu. This building was smashed down and a complex was built. He said that the man in the doorway struck a match and lit his cigar. While the policeman was talking, in the meantime, the man took a lighter. He wanted to lit its cigar. The light showed a pale, square jawed face with keen eyes and a little white scar near his right eyebrow. So, in that meantime, the lighting the cigarette, the policeman noticed the man's face. That the man's face was pale, square jawed face. Jaw means that teeth jaw, no? Lower jaw. It was in a shape of a square one. With keen eyes, his eyes was very keen and red. And a little white scar. Scar means thalumbu. Near the right eyebrow. He was seeing that scar. White scar. His scarf pin was a large diamond oddly set. He was, with a fraction of a second, the policeman watched the man's face. That he has a square jaw face with a white scar on the right eyebrow, and the scarf pin he was tying is out of diamond, and it was not at all suit for him, his physique. He was watching, the policeman was watching this, and he was noticing him. Who will be there then? The man replied, 20 years ago tonight, said the man. While in the meantime, a policeman was watching him, the man was explaining about his waiting. He said that 20 years ago tonight, said the man, I dined here at Big Joe Brady's with Jimmy Wells, my best chum and the finest chap in the world. He was explaining about his friend. Before 20 years, the same night, I and my friend Jimmy Wells was dining in this restaurant. He was explaining that he is a best chum. Chum means charming man and was a finest chap. He was so kind and humble. He and I were raised here in New York. We were both close friends, just like two brothers together. So we are so close as brothers. We were here in New York City before 20 years. I was 18 and Jimmy was 20. So he is explaining the age of him. I was 18, that the man's age was 18 and his friend's age was 20. The next morning, I was to start for the West to make my fortune. So before 20 years ago, I have to depart from him for my fortune, for my future career. I have to go out of New York. So we made a plan that you couldn't have dragged Jimmy out of New York. He also explaining that you can't take away my friend from New York. He thought it was the only place on earth. He was explaining about his friend that he won't come out of New York. That he will think that the only place in the earth is New York and he won't come out of that. But I won't be like that. I have to go out of New York and I have to make my fortune. And he explains, well, we agreed that night that we would meet here again exactly 20 years from that date and time, no matter whatever conditions might be or from what distance we might have to come. So we made a plan that we have to depart now means after 20 years, whatever our positions or whatever the distance may be, we have to meet in the same place at the same time. At the time of departing, what the time was that we have to be at that time. So we made an appointment that we figured that in 20 years, each of us ought to have our destiny worked out and our fortunes made, whatever they were going to be. So he is explaining, whatever we may be, however we may be, in which position we may be, we have to meet in this place and we have to share our feelings. So, children, this is the time that they are departing, and now I am stopping, and let us see what happened, whether his friend came or not, whether they met each other, and what happened. See you, bye.